Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Dan. Welcome to my channel, The Dad Life. What this channel aims to do is provide simple, practical advice to dads who want to strengthen their relationship with their children, right? Simple enough. Okay, so today we're going to do things a little bit different, and we're going to start off with the actual scripture, a Bible scripture. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4 says, and we're only going to look at the first part of it. It says, what does it say? What does it say? Man, brain fart. Fathers, provoke not your children to anger. Provoke not your children to anger. And we're going to go over some just practical ways that how you can avoid those potholes of provoking your children to anger, right? Number one, teach your children how to express themselves, okay? If you are able to teach them how to express themselves, or I'll word it this way, if you make the decision not to teach them how to express their feelings, what's going to happen is they're going to have bottled emotions, and it's going to make them, they're going to go through situations where anger is maybe present, the emotion anger is present, or maybe other emotions, and what they're going to do is they're going to not be able to express that emotion, and they're going to bottle it up, and they're going to internalize it, and it's going to make them very bitter and upset and angry as they get older and mature into an adult. Okay, so expressing and teaching to express emotions are very important. And again, I don't like going into the negative side. I feel like the Lord has like really stressed the negative aspect to not teaching your children how to express their emotions. Okay, which feeds into the next thing. Fathers, it's important to acknowledge you're wrong. When you make a mistake, when you mess up, come clean with them. You need to, they're a person. You need to address them as a person. Hey, you know what? You need to be able to communicate with them. Hey, I did this. This was not a wise decision that I made. Or, I crossed your personal boundary in this way. I apologize. The choice and decision that I made was, blank, blank, and blank. But anyway, the point is to confess up when you do wrong. They should never, thank you. That leads to another scripture. The Lord is talking to me about this. That you should always bring closure to a situation whenever there's an event that happens where there's yelling or where you offend them in some way. You need to be able to communicate that with them. You need to be able to reconcile that situation, and you need to be able to apologize and acknowledge your wrong to them, right? If you don't do that, that leads into another scripture, which is, I don't know the exact verse, but it says, don't let the sun go down on your anger. If you don't close that situation up properly, what's happening is you are sowing into them anger. And what's going to happen next is that, I don't mean to be so negative, but I feel like the Lord really wants me to get on, like kind of, focusing on this. If they go to sleep on that, it's like you sowed anger into them, and now that anger is being solidified into their heart. So it's very important that you acknowledge your wrong to your child, and bring closure to the situation. They need closure. You need to fully examine what happened, the situations and the details surrounding that negative situation. Examine it, and if you did something wrong, acknowledge it, and move on, But make sure you acknowledge your wrong to them, because that can cause them to feel very angry, because they're storing up those emotions, and that kind of connects to the first thing we're talking about, was teaching them how to express their emotions. Like, I feel angry when this happens, or I feel upset when this happens, or I feel sad when this happens, or I feel excited when this happens, Very important to express those emotions. And so I think that's pretty much it. So number one, and I'm just going to just practical, simple advice. Number one, teach them how to express themselves, right? Number two, there's a lot more reasons. There's a lot more examples I can give, but I'm just going to close it out with this. Teach them how to express themselves. Number two, acknowledge your wrong to them and bring full closure to a situation. Any negative event that happens needs to be fully explained. And responsibility needs to be taken on those parties who have offended. If you have offended them anyway, the responsibility needs to be taken. And that leads to another video that we're going to talk about. But hey, that's it for today. God bless you. I hope these two things really edified you and encouraged you, and might have made you feel like, hey man, this is the truth. I need to really work this out in my relationship with God, but I want to encourage you, hey, fight the good fight. Like I said, knowledge is good, but the application is more important. So if you can know these things and not do them, and it's not going to benefit you. So again, yeah, those two things. God bless you guys, man. Thanks for tuning in. All right, peace.